With that, Ganondorf is defeated, and Zelda has been rescued. Ganondorf, pitiful man. Without a strong, righteous mind, he could not control the power of the gods, and... Well, looks like we don't have time to be monologuing, Zelda. Things are getting bad. Link, listen to me. This tower will collapse soon. With his last breath, Ganondorf is trying to crush us in the ruins of the tower. We need to hurry and escape. Please follow me. And with that, we have 3 minutes to escape. For some reason, this section of the tower lags incredibly, but once we go through another loading zone, it should be... God. Sorry about that. Gonna have to lower my mic levels for that, or mute it or something. That was a sneeze. But no. Zelda will open the doorways for you. But you have to kind of follow her down to through the tower. You actually have to follow her, because if you go through the rest of this room, she just won't go towards the door, which is really dumb. Also, if you get hit by falling rocks, she stops to gasp, so try not to get hit. Yeah. But yes, you just kind of gotta run down the sides of the tower, run through the rooms in the middle. And yes, those barred gateways that I talked about earlier, they do become relevant because that's how we make our escape. Rather than going down through the tower the way we were before, because it's collapsing and you just can't do that. Now we've got to go down the outside of the tower, which is much more atmospheric, I suppose, in its own strange way, but also much more dangerous. Because of the falling rocks and the chance of falling yourself. Now here, in this room, Zelda gets surrounded by fire, and we got two Stalfos. I almost said Sculptures, but they are not spiders. These will actually come back to life if we... These will come back to life if we take too long beating the second one. So that's why I damaged the one, but didn't kill it. So that just makes it that much easier to deal with. Thank you, Link. Now let's hurry. She drops some hearts for us to heal our damage from that fight. And now we've got a few more places to go through to get down out of the tower. Fortunately, your health and magic replenish completely after beating the Ganondorf fight. So that happened a couple times to me too during the last recording, where I just got hit by a rock during a cutscene, so it didn't actually damage me. This room takes this weird circuitous pathway through it for no particularly good reason, but I mean, what can you do about that? Now we've got some stairs. And yeah, we're almost to the bottom of the tower, it seems. Now, we come out here on the other bridge inside Ganon's castle that we saw before, but we couldn't get to. Now, you might want to kill this Re-Dead. You don't have to. It's just here to cause you trouble and slow you down right at the end. So, yeah. One more hallway left, and we can see the light of day outside. We're almost there. We are free from Ganon's castle. And now the castle falls apart in a scene that looked much better, admittedly, in 1998 than it does today. But it still looks pretty amazing, all things considered. The tower just slowly collapsing into the castle, and the castle slowly collapsing into itself and into the ground. It looks a little bit weird, kind of the way it just sort of all flattens out perfectly, but as the towers around the edge fall. But that's it. Ganon's castle is now a crumbling ruin. It's over. It's finally over. Link, I'm sorry I couldn't help you in the battle before. Except it doesn't seem to be over. Yep. Turns out. Ganondorf is somehow still alive, thanks to the power of the Triforce of power. And now he's transforming into a more primal state. This is Ganon, the Dark Beast. This is the true form. And now, we don't even have our Master Sword to defend ourselves with. But Navi is going to help us this time. This time we fight together, but without our sword, how are you going to defend ourselves? Well, there are two things you can do. First, you want to roll between his legs to attack his tail. His tail is his only weak point. You can use the Megaton Hammer, or if the Megaton Hammer is too inconvenient, this is why you get the big Goron sword. This is why it's actually worth it to do all of that. Because having a sword, even a big and somewhat unwieldy one like the big Goron sword, in this battle, makes things a little bit easier. You just gotta keep striking the tail, and admittedly, this is why I see a lot of people consider this as sort of a disappointing final boss fight. A disappointing true final boss, is because it's kind of easy, but also kind of repetitive. There's just kind of do the same thing. You gotta get behind him, strike the tail. Behind him, strike him in the tail. Then, after enough hits, he'll be stunned and fall over, and the flame barrier will recede, and we can go retrieve the Master Sword. The Blade of Evil's Bane. This is what we actually need to land the final hit. So that whole part of the battle was getting back to where we could use the Master Sword again. So now we have to stun him again. He's hitting him in the tail a bunch more. So yeah. Yeah, sorry I'm getting so quiet. I'm in the zone. I don't have a whole lot to say. But, yeah. I'm just letting the battle speak for itself, really, which it's kind of saying a lot all at once, actually. Because I'm being bad at it, but also, I am taking way more damage than I did the first time I tried this. Yeah. Oh. Here's one other thing I forgot to show off there. You can use light arrows to stun him briefly, so that you can get to his weak point. So that makes it a little bit easier, and that's why your magic refills. So that this is a viable option. So yeah. You also have Nehru's Love to reduce damage that you take. So, yeah, there's just a lot of tiny things you can do to make this fight just a little bit easier. And you have no reason to not use... You have no reason to not use them. And then, once you stun him again, hitting his weak point enough, Zelda uses her power. The power of the Triforce of Wisdom. She's holding him in place, and we use the sword to deliver the final blow. We have the Blade of Evil's Bane. Power, and it's now filled with the power to repel evil. Once. Stab him right in the face. Ugh, that looks painful. But that's it. 6 stages. Now,